Rajas of the Ganges, the roll and write version. What is it about? What we think of it? Coming up.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Today we are going to talk about Rajas of the Ganges, the dice charmers, which is the roll and write version of the board game.
Yes.
I'm going to show you what it is about and any of Tarrant's dead joke maybe in between, and what we think of it.
So this is Rajas of the Ganges, the dice game, the roll and write, and it shares a lot of things in common with the board game, which was very popular a few years back. So it shares a lot of the same sorts of mechanics, but they work in slightly different ways, as a roll and write will tend to do. The major thing that is the same, which was always the big distinguishing feature of the board game, is the two score tracks. So you've got Fame, which is here in yellow and runs around from left to right. And you've got Money, which is here in silver, and it runs around from right to left. And as in the board game, the first person to have these crossover wins the game. And if multiple players cross over on the same round, whoever crosses over by the most wins the game. This is a dice drafting style of roll and write. So there are 8 dice, 4 different colours, which represent the 4 basic classes of action. So these will be rolled. Whoever is the first player in the round, this is the tricky bit of the game, is that whoever is the first player in a given round chooses one, resolves its action, and then places the other one of this same colour onto the elephant. This is the elephant here. I'll just show that. Mm-hmm. And so this blocks that action out for a basic turn. It blocks that action out for everyone else. And then everyone else drafts 1 die out of those that are available in the pool. And once everyone has taken one action, that's the end of the round, and it goes on to the next player. So there's always a few dice still left in the middle. More so than in most roll and writes, actually. Normally, like that last remaining die gets played by everyone or something like this. But in this particular case, there are several dice left over when we're done. There's a re-roll mechanic, which all good roll and writes have, and that is the karma mechanic. I think that was a re-roll in the board game as well. And if you build these up and then spend them, when you spend one, you can take the one off the elephant as well as one other, roll those, and then you'll choose one of those to play and put the other one back on the elephant. So what are the actions? How do you get the points? So purple actions just give you goods. So when you get these, you'll circle the goods that are showing on the die, and you'll be able to sell those later for money at the markets, which is this icon. When you get a blue die, that represents the river. And so you start over here at the left of the river. If you draft a die with an icon, you move straight ahead to the next matching icon, and you get the bonus that's shown. And your position on the river is always your rightmost location. So you can, when you get an icon, you'll go to the next one. When you unlock a bonus that sends you down the river, you'll keep moving forward. And you can get some that will send you back on the river, and that will let you circle one uncircled thing backwards, but you'll still be at the end for your next actions. So that's another way of getting bonuses. The orange die is the palace. There are 6 different figures in the palace, and each of them has its own bonus. So when you take one of those, you'll cross off one of their windows, do the action, and there are some bonuses if you fill in columns. And then finally is the paths. And the paths, probably the most confusing one in the game, I would say, or the one with the most rules around it. You can have an elbow path or a straight path. You start at your residence, you work your way out. And there are also ones that give you half paths. And half paths are how you can create junctions off your existing paths. And as you cross buildings, you will either gain fame points, which will increase as you upgrade it, or you will go to a market, which lets you sell your goods for money. And if you can make your way to the edge of the board, then you'll get the bonuses that are shown there.
Well, you say the confusing part. This is just a summary, so there are other rules where you can or cannot play or mark those roads on certain square.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky because you when you've got a full path or an elbow path, you can only place that on a new square. When you've got the half paths, you can either turn them into a full path or you can make junctions. But you can't sort of half build your way out to another square.
Yeah.
And that is really it. I would say there's, although there's all these different faces and all these different things, there's probably fewer overall actions than your standard roll and write these days.
I feel like this has got that feeling. So, two things. The feeling I get from this is, one, is the board game. And second, things like Ganchon Clever, Hadrian's Wall, the things that if you plan it right, let you combo from one thing to another beautifully. Like you're trying to create as many combos as possible.
Yeah.
And that feeling, I love. So, Rage of the Gang, as you say, it was popular. I think it's still popular now, not just a few years ago.
It's still quite a popular game.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
It was never one I actually liked that much. For some reason, it just didn't click with me. The board game. So I do prefer this one to the board game.
Okay, there you go.
I think it's quite a neatly put together.
I think so too. It's really nice. It's so quick. So there's like thick pads. Obviously, after this, we're gonna laminate that as I would normally. There's a different pads which has got similar actions but different placement where they're actually located.
Yeah, there's no new mechanics on this. It's just a different combination of things.
And I love that mechanic where you're trying to meet the fame point and the coin or money in the middle. Yep. And you also unlock some bonuses on the way when you unlock
the money side. Yeah.
The money side. I don't know, maybe it is because it's harder maybe to get the money because that's what is enticing you to do more because of the bonuses. I don't know, it might be. But yeah, I find this really interesting and really good for, it's a bit of a filler game in a way. It's so easy to play. If you want to have that feeling, just do the roll and write, not the whole board game. And dice drafting always interests me.
Yeah, it's a very gentle dice draft. As I alluded to before, there's still going to be several dice, 4 or 5 dice left over, or 3 or 4 dice left over once you're done. That's quite rare. Normally,
hang on, not in the 2 players. That's right. In the 2 players,
in the 2 player, each player gets 2 dice per round before they get re-rolled. And the re-roll mechanic is pretty generous. So I think it does make it a little bit more. I mean, roll and writes are often very solitary. When you've got dice drafting, it brings it back in a little bit. But then this one, there's so many leftover dice. It sends it back out closer to your bingo style, I think, where it's quite solitary. But you expect that with a roll and write. I mean, you can't complain about a roll and write being a solitary experience.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's what you expect. So yeah, do you agree it is a bit like Hadrian Wall, Ganchon Cleverish, where you're trying to unlock more and more combos? I think
so. Yeah, it's very combo driven. Nowhere near as complex as Hadrian's Wall, of course. No. It has probably a third the actions that does, which makes it a nice level, nice difficulty.
So yeah, if you like,
and then it's got this elephant as well.
I don't know what the elephant needs to be unassemble whenever we put it back in the box. Unfortunately, as much as I wanna.
Yeah.
No, because there's the thick pad as well, right?
That's true.
Mm-hmm. But I do like the elephant, but I don't know if that's necessary or not. I'm probably not gonna use the elephant. Maybe not. It is cute though.
Yes. There is a backup elephant. There's a flat elephant here.
It's not a flat elephant as a backup. This is actually the punch board that I didn't chuck out. I just cut it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ignore that.
I like that.
I was tricked.
Yeah. How are you gonna do a backup elephant? So you just put the dice on it.
Yeah, backup elephant. Huh? I mean, Altiplano has a backup llama.
Is it? Oh yeah.
flat
Is it? Do you also need to assemble it and disassemble it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it is really cute, and then it has a little bit of 3D presence, but
And its trunk is a foot as well, so it has 5 points of contact.
oh, so it's just to
So
make it balance.
It could hold all the dice if it needed to.
Is it a circus elephant? No. This is not part of the game, everybody. Tarrant just think that
I'm
is
just proving the strength of the elephant.
very good, very well. And we all know that elephant can bring 6 dice. No, was it?
8 dice.
8 dice, sorry, 8 dice. Yeah, but I really like it. I'd like to try again to try and beat Tarrant. Tarrant's really good at this game. Aren't you, Tarrant?
I'm okay. I got lucky.
He's good. Tarrant's able to combo things better. And I remember our first Adrian Wall's play also. Like it takes me maybe a couple of games, and then I can see a clearer path to victory. Oh, I didn't win though. Did I win?
You won a second, Adrian.
Oh really?
Yeah. I play one.
So there you go. Would you play this? Oh, have you played it? Have you played the board game? What do you think of the board game? Have you played this? This was out last year, I believe. Okay, plays 2 to 5 players. And yeah, I really enjoy playing this. It's quick. It's nothing too hard, but it's not as simple. So it's still, well, the rules simple, but the strategy is not really as simple as it looks, or I thought it looks. What do you think of it? Let us know. Anything like this, recommend to us. Let us know in the comment as well. And if you find this useful, please hit that like button. It will really help us. And subscribe to us if you haven't already done so. You can also hit the bell so you get notification. We do things like this, how to play, Stella short and sweet, live playthrough on the weekend, and so on. And I'm also on Instagram, so you can find me there as well for my board games journey. And anything else, Darren? That's it, I guess.
That's it.
That's it. Thanks for watching, and see you later.